This SHOT Show coverage is sponsored by Body Armament and Night Vision Inc. Links will be in the description.
What is up, guys? My name is David Lee, and I'm Asian with that. We're back at the PTS booth with GBLS. This is Gunnar over here, and he's going to be talking about GBLS. But the first thing is, I have yet to ever mess with GBLS, so can you tell me what is different from GBLS compared to the competition?
So GBLS is a higher-end training platform using the Airsoft BB still. You're going to get realistic mag count, recoil, bolt lock, trigger weight. So many things you're going to look for in a training platform are actually dry fire training that you're going to get out of this.
And did you say dry fire?
Yes. We're going to have a system coming out that will allow you to do dry fire drills in your house with a smart mag and a laser ammo system.
Okay, interesting. So let's first talk about the updates that you're doing for 2020 when it comes to the rifles right now.
Okay. So for 2021 and 2020, we're coming out with a new style rifle that's going to have a steel internal bolt. It's going to give you a lot heavier of a recoil on it, and we're also coming out with two different styles of buffer weight. So you can tune for a sharper or a smoother weight depending on the actual feel of your rifle you're imitating for training.
Very cool. And you said this is a steel bolt, correct?
Yes.
Very cool. Okay, and what about trigger weight? What is the trigger weight going to be like?
The trigger weight is roughly 5 pounds. It's meant to be a training rifle, so we don't want a featherlight, range queen rifle. You should be training a little heavier. Most training facilities want between a 5 to a 12-pound trigger, so that's what we went for, because we're simply a training rifle.
What are the standard FPS on this gun?
We actually come with 2 internal spring bolts. They get either 300 or 350 with .25 BB.
Okay, so what's the round count on these airsoft guns? If I was to use like a Titan 11-1, the new 3,000 round or 3,000 mAh Titan battery?
I would estimate about 2,500 shots out of one of their new generation batteries.
Got it. And can you demonstrate the recoil on this gun? That's a lot of recoil, guys. That's a lot more than I actually expected. I think that's a lot more than my personal recoil shock, and my recoil shock kicks. And the best part to it is that it actually gives you the look of the bolt actually maneuvering, and it gives you bolt lock. And that was just from him hitting the paddle on here and then pulling the trigger. You can't actually charge it and lock it at the same time. You have to actually pull the trigger. Yeah.
Prototype.
Oh, okay. Never mind. So you can lock on the paddle.
On the normal one, yes. On this one, it's not doing it right.
Got it. No problem. And let's see. Parts. When it comes to parts, it's all proprietary, correct?
Internal parts and magazines, yes. Externals, you can use anything you want. The barrels are cut for AEG specs, so you can use all your, whatever rails. And we also make a barrel nut, so you can use all your real rails too. It's a high-end gun. If you want to be Gucci with it, you can get all the Gucci stuff. Generally, they ship with PTS stocks and mag grip and rear grips.
Okay, so these ship with the PTS ergonomics on here.
Yeah.
So the PTS stock, the PTS grip, and what else from PTS?
This is our rail. It comes with,
that's your rail.
Yes.
That's actually like that rail, just because of the looks and the M-lock and the QD points.
Yes.
Very cool. As far as the internals, what are the internals made out of over here? It's like
So we actually have examples for you.
Okay.
So our internals will kind of remind you of an ICS or a Sistema style system. It's all going to be CNC, high precision, tool steel or T8 aluminum. Everything is mechanical. There is a MOSFET in there, but that's just for cycling and battery protection. So when you pull the trigger, it's mechanical pre-cocking, so it's going to fire and then cycle based off the switches inside.
So if I was to decock, how do I decock? Is it just
You can,
take out the battery?
You can split the upper, or you can take the battery and fire. You can
Got it.
actually run it like a Springer if you wanted to. There's no mechanics. There's no electro needed.
So compared to the competition, how electronically inclined is this system compared to the rest?
So in basic function, it's very non-reliant on the mechanics. Yes, it's powering the motor and everything, but that's where it ends. Other systems use cycle detection and optical sensors. We don't need that. Everything in ours is based off of mechanical switches. So we think it's a lot more realistic, especially with the recoil. There's less to get banged around. But if there is an issue with the gun, it will self-check itself. Say you crack a DB, it misfires, you drop it and it just doesn't return the battery. It will actually continue to cycle and self-check and give you a motor buzz when it just says it's fine, re-rack me, I'm ready to go.
Got it. So another thing, there was something on here. Was there if there is grinding when the mag runs out, that is actually normal, correct?
Somewhat normal. It's actually a symptom of our sector gear clutch that we have. You can grab that. There you go. So our sector gear is actually 2 gears in one. When you rack it, it has a clutch system on it that spins and it goes. So sometimes what you'll hear is that clicking back into formation.
Got it. The fact that we actually have clutches in actual gears for Airsoft, that's actually pretty cool. What else on this sector is very special about it? I'm assuming it's steel. It has a clutch. What is the reason for actually having the clutch, by the way?
So if the bolt doesn't return the battery correctly,
Yeah.
like an AAG, you'd have to open it up and put the teeth back on the piston correctly for it to cycle or else it'll be off. This way, when you rack it, so you're petting the piston all the way back because the bolt is the piston, and you're setting on the teeth, and the teeth will align with the gears to the motor. So basically, you're timing it when you rack it.
This almost sounds like a lot of computeristic stuff, but this is actually mechanical timing.
Yeah, it's all mechanical.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. It almost reminds me of like an engine where it actually has to time itself correctly for it to work.
Yeah.
And a lot of the older cars were a lot less computer inclined to actually have that. So that's actually really cool. What else on here? Do you mind showing us that's dry fire mag?
Yes. So the newest thing we have is the prototype of our dry fire or smart mag. So right now I have it set on 5 rounds. This is only the prototype, not the final. And if you're asking about the EPM mags, here you go. Put it in. Locks out. You gotta drop it, put it back in, and cycle. When you put the magazine in, the LCD screen will actually turn off, so you don't know how many rounds you have in the mag. So you can't sit there and look at it and count your rounds. So you're forced to train without it. You can set it on 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, or random. So when you set it on random, in between 5 to 30 rounds, it'll cut off.
I actually like that because there's never a time where I could actually try and dry fire. It's more of put a mag in, dry fire, drop, put a mag in, dry fire. Instead, it's just one singles, and now this one you got a way to actually set the setting in the mag and actually electronically run it through.
So some clarification on the smart mag we've been getting. People have been asking us, it's okay to dry fire now? Generally, it's not okay to dry fire the GBLS. You have to remove the nozzle from your bolt carrier group in the production run of this.
Got it. Okay, so what's the retail price on this GBLS over here?
The retail price in the GBLS is around $1,750 MSRP, depending on dealer.
Very cool. And how much are the mags for like this one specifically?
The smart mag we do not have a price on yet. Estimated between $60 to $100 per mag.
So just still a prototype?
Yeah, it's still a prototype. This is the 2nd generation. The 3rd one is in the works. It's going to have a couple more features on it. It's going to remember how many rounds are left in your mag when you eject it.
Got it. And as far as mags, how much are the mags? Like you're selling, I'm assuming the steel ones, right?
Yeah. So the standard steel mags are $45 each. They can be internally painted between 30 and 60 rounds. You just open them up and turn a dial.
Got it. And as far as the other ones, like the PTS EPMs, how much is that?
We cannot tell you. Okay. PTS over here is going to be hopefully producing those if it all works out. That's a real EPM we cut up for the smart mag to make sure the fit. So we're working on kind of 2 products at once for that.
Got it. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Is there any other features you wanted to talk about that's updated for 2020 for that gun?
As of now, nothing I want to talk about. There are a few more prototypes in the work, but we're not ready to talk about them.
Okay, no problem. Well, thank you very much, Gunner.
Yeah.
This is David Lee from Asian with Hat. We'll see you guys in the next video.